So, in terms of the vehicles I know how to drive, and well, there is a very small list. I'd consider the list to be anything with an unreasonable amount of mechanical grip or V8 American brakes. Aside from that, I can't drive for shit. Now, I've been sim racing for around 6 years now. However, for the first 2 years, that was debatable, as I just played the F1 game and league raced. And if you're somewhat of a Deputy Skog historian...
Recon has just gone back far back.
Defensive on the outside. This is pushing Brett back down, and Brett Bank's actually retired from the race. Where has he been it? Is that coming out of turn? That's coming out of turn 4. What?
You might know how that went. I eventually moved to R Factor 2 and doing endurance races, but again, that was in top level cars. And without sounding like I'm better than you all, driving top level cars is fucking easy. Sure, you typically need to be on the edge to be the fastest, but most of us can drive the grippiest of cars with some degree of speed. I'm incredibly guilty of this, to the degree that when I went racing for the first time, I had no idea what to do because I was used to the car doing exactly what I wanted it to do. And now I'm driving a rental car with fucking split personality disorder. The easiest way to solve this, drive slower cars. Then it's you who has to be fast, not the car, and you'll pick up good habits and probably get quicker. Why did it take me 6 years to figure this out? I don't know. I finally took my own advice though, so today we're spiritually at the Nürburgring, and I've sacrificed my PayPal balance to a higher being, so we're on iRacing in the Super Formula Lights car. Let's fuck some shit up. Right, so you join us just as qualifying starts, looking to get a good starting position, looking to say good luck, looking to get my confidence up. So let's see. We do a line of some sorts through turn 1. Everything's fine. And right about here, hook the curb, put on the throttle a little too early, and right about here, our lap is done. Want to know why? Well, we'll get our team to look at this. Anyway, so here we are on the starting line. So, there is some absolutely fucking incredibly smart plays going on here. Someone has jumped the start so fucking much. And here we go. The orange car's jumped the start as well. And what? So we've got to avoid all of that. And I do my utmost to make sure I will, and then nearly murder someone in the process. So that was incredibly smart of me, wasn't it? What you didn't see in all of that, if we just go back here, is I also jumped the start. So I'll have to do a drive-through penalty at some point in this race. So this is going well. I fucked up qualifying, nearly murdered someone, and jumped the start. Great, so we're going to look to try and make a move on the guy we murdered. I don't know why. It's an unnecessary risk, but I don't know. Maybe confidence boost if I can get anything out of this race, that is. Staring at the crowd here for some reason, and here we're going to try and go to the inside. Bit of an unnecessary risk, but again, just trying to get the confidence up, and then we're down the inside and up into, I fucking don't know. It's going to be so hard to track the positions, and my preview window in the editor is running at like 480p, so I can't even see the number. All I know is it's double digits. The blue car behind me is going to go back to the outside. I'm just going to tell him to fuck swiftly off, and he runs it wide anyway. So... not really close enough to the car in front to make a move, and we're going to have to dive into the pits anyway, so not much point in doing anything here. I'm just going to sit and hopefully not crash. It'd be really embarrassing if I crash at the chicane. Oh no! Anyway, I'm joking. And here we go. Here's the long, painful process of just driving through the pits. It's quite a psychologically tormenting experience because it lets me think of what I've done wrong. Not just in the race, but in life. Including that child I punted last week. He went really far.
A few inches later.
And there we go. I had to cut that because it was so fucking boring. But now we're out of the pits, and I have no idea what I'm going to get from this race. The only reason I'm not quitting right now is I will get punished for quitting the race. Because I've got incident points, I'm pretty sure. So, gotta keep going. Gotta try and see what is possible, if anything. And here we go. Jump a little bit forward, and now we're right on the back of this black car here. Don't manage to fashion a move there into that corner, and now we're gonna have to try and think on our feet, going quick through this uphill left-hander, straight into the right-hander, keeping it flat. bit of a risky move planned up here, so we're gonna have to, I don't know, try anything other than that. A little bit of contact right up on the curb, somehow avoid a 1x, and round the outside. That was not what I planned. It worked, though. And here, we jump a little bit further forward again, and now we're going to be right on the back. And he lets us pass for some reason. Great, thank you. Okay, here we go. We're back into the actual race that matters. And there, so we've set our personal best lap. Somehow we're making moves up to P11. Most of it's been cars dropping out. I can't attest to it being any skill involved. The car in front, you can see, runs straight off the track, as I can count 1, 2, 3, 4 cars up ahead, including that blue number 16 that we passed before we had to take a drive-through. So clearly he's struggling a little bit. Not as much as this red car up in front, though, as we're going to try and cut back, get on the throttle much earlier, and I think he just lets us through there. There's no point fighting that from the perspective of someone who didn't want to fight. And now we're on our way, so we're up into the top 10. So this is already a decent enough little comeback. I'd be happy with this, I think. I don't know what true happiness feels like, but I can imagine it can't be that far off this. So we jump just as the next lap starts, as you can see now, just clinging onto the back of this group. Hopefully, because they're all convening on each other, maybe they'll get into some big threesome, and that's a horrible way for us to get a great big fuck fest. Never mind. Ignoring all of that, straight onto the back there, just a little bit of an oversteer, managed to correct it with no loss. The 16 up ahead manages to completely miss the apex of that corner, and that corner as well. He is not very good. And I'm showing you my tire for some reason. It's because I figured out camera controls for this video and wanted to do stupid shit. But here we go, closing in onto the back of the number 16. Got a good run here, but I think it would be risky to go into this corner and try to make a move. It's very easy to wash up at the apex. So thankfully, I don't. He fucks it up anyway, and I've made the move stick. I don't even need to plan overtake. Shit just happens. I manifest it. I'm great. Next, I'm going to manifest something. I don't know what. So as we jump a little bit forward here, I completely fuck up the chicane and wanted to put this in the video just to show you that I'm still terrible at racing. Luckily, it hasn't affected me too much. We might cut to an outside camera here, which is when I'll find out whether it's impacted me, and it hasn't. The 16 is not closed in at all, and now we've got a red and black car to worry about up ahead. Gonna try and close in on him here. As you can see, nothing's happening. I'm trying to make this entertaining, but Jesus Christ, it is not. Racing is boring sometimes. Do not spend millions of pounds on this hobby. I haven't either, but just don't. So as we jump forward to just about the next lap, very close to the inside wall there, I'm very scared watching my own footage. I can't imagine how it is being my teammate in endurance races, but the gap has stabilized, which isn't great. I wanted to make progress, and we're stalling a bit here. So gonna have to try to set up, because making a move in the first sector, you basically have to plan it from the start and kind of just fix your lines, make sure you're doing everything the car in front isn't. You can see the car past the red car in front locks up, so there's a little bit of a weakness, and now I'm thinking, oh, I want to try and catch everyone. We swapped to this camera again because I'm just so annoying, and as you can see here, we close in big time on the red and black car as he catches a bit of lock on the inside of the corner, and he's let us through. I'm not making any good overtakes because no one wants me to overtake them aggressively. I don't know if I have a reputation. I don't think I'm that popular to warrant a reputation. Do I have an aura? Jumping onto the next lap, and as you can see, we've caught up on 2 cars up ahead. I can't remember if one of these is a lapped car, and again, I can't see the intervals. I've made this very hard for myself. But here, as we cut on just a little further on the straight, as you can see, we've made our way past one of them. He's finally let us through for whatever reason, and now the car that caught the lock is now the only thing between us and P7 at the moment. Gonna have to try and get the chicane right to maximize the opportunity. Again, it's a long process. You kind of have to keep your wits about you, keep your rhythm. We managed to run a little bit wide, but not too wide, using up all of the curve to try and keep the car in the right direction. Gonna go very tight. I still hate watching myself through that last corner. Why do I keep using this camera? This camera is not as good as I think it is. It really isn't. Why did I use the nose camera? What was I thinking? It took me an hour to get this footage, you know. Terrible. Terrible making these videos. So much so yawning. Okay. Oh yeah, there's a race going on I need to tell you about. So this black and turquoise car up the front is a bit inconsistent. You can see very late turning. We managed to get a better run going tighter. Put that entire inside. That was probably a 1X, but I don't know. This is past footage. I can't see as the 1X come up. I don't record my races as they happen for some reason. But here, he is going very tight, scrubbing off a lot of speed, trying to go defensive, and I don't think it's the right thing to do. But fuck do I know, and second of all, it's letting me get closer, so I don't really care. But here, let's see what he does here. Again, not tight on the apex, goes for quite a late apex actually, does hit it eventually, but that makes him a bit slower. And now we're going to have to try and make the momentum, make sure he loses as little speed as possible, stick to his rear, make the use of the slipstream, and here we go. Into this section, hopefully I don't go for a move, because that would be incredibly stupid, but thankfully there's a perfectly good long straight and chicane. What the fuck am I doing? I'm going to try and go around the outside, up onto the curb. Have I cleared him? I have. He's going to go straight back into the slipstream now. So I've got to attempt to not lose the position. He's going to go to the inside. Will he let off the brake? He does, but I let off the brake as well because I'm not scared of him. That makes me sound... I sound like a neek. Someone put me out of my misery. Either way, P7. Nice. I'm one position away from that Super Cheese D place and got 7 minutes to get it in. So let's see how this goes. Wait. Yeah, I'm P7. I saw the things turn up green, so I didn't know what was going on. So we've gone just 2 minutes further. Luckily, we are quite a chunk quicker than the car ahead, and I can just about see him in the distance. And then we move on to the next lap. Just a minute 30 later, another personal best lap, and we're slowly catching. It's going to be quite interesting to see how this goes. I think that might be him ahead. I don't know. It is. Nice. So let's see if we can manage to get P6. He's taking all the same lines as everyone else, which makes me think I'm the odd one out, but I'm also quicker than him, so I don't really know. Let's see what we can do against this Discord-sponsored car. Ew. Why would you do that to yourself? It's like putting a tongue on your back. Or one of those red dots on the map that says repeat of that. Either way, managing to keep very tight lines through here. Not through there though, washing up, but it's fine. There's a lot of a curb and plenty of gravel for me to go through. Gonna stick into the slipstream here. Maybe not worth trying a move here, but you never know. He might brake really early. I'm gonna try and gain some time on him here under braking. Hook the inside, the curb unsettles me, and oh, we've got to make a save. What was that noise? Either way, that hasn't deterred me. Tight line through the last corner, and now we've got 2 minutes plus whatever they fucking add to the end of this race to make a move. Let's see how this goes. Now, we're out on the back of him. I've got a yawn, so I'll let the footage speak for itself. I'm glad I had nothing to say, because I'm back. Here we go. So he runs a little bit wide. I'm washing up as well, but luckily I'm not really scrubbing off speed. I'm just, I don't know, somehow making this work. Right to the back of him. Gonna try to the outside, but there's not enough momentum. It will become the inside as we go into this corner, but I don't want to try and outbrake him through there. I don't think it's the right thing to do. Again, trying to take sweeping lines, doing everything he isn't, filling the spaces he isn't, and luckily he runs a bit wide. Just the exact same thing I did on the last lap. And how are we going to make this work? To the outside, giving us the inside on the initial braking point for the chicane, which will then become the outside. Hopefully we can outbrake him. Nope, he outbrakes us. Tries to cut us off. It nearly works. Can we get enough overspeed to maybe try and go down the inside here? He runs it wide. Gonna try and cut back on him. Leave him no room. He has to back out, and that is P6. He's now right on our back, and as someone drops out, it's now P5. So now P5 The checkered has not flown yet, neither is the white flag. So we've got a little bit of defending to do. As he goes round the outside, I don't know why, but I kind of just let him have it. I think I'm worried about washing up on the inside and having a bit of understeer. So now we're trying to fill the space here again. Back to that attacking mentality because defending doesn't work for me. And here we go. We're in a 3-car battle with the car I passed on the very first lap as well. The blue 16 with me again. I can't get rid of him. He's like a kindred spirit. We're like lovers. We might as well like fuck after this. Either way, going to the inside. Washing up just a little bit. And now we have to back off. And now the number 16's right on our tail, which isn't great. And now, when we were looking to go for P5, we've now found ourselves in P7. Luckily, it shouldn't be for too long. We wash up again. We're not going to get the position this time. We're going to have to go equal. Hopefully, well, never mind. We can't get that position back just yet. But let's see how this goes. Will the blue 16 be aggressive where I'm not? He's going to try and go to the outside here, which is going to leave me to potentially follow through. And there we go. He's been pushed out of the way by the car ahead, and now the blue 16's behind both of us again. He does that exact same move through the gravel again, and now we're going to get a run on the chicane again. Let's see if we can make it stick this time around. A little bit quicker overspeed, and now we're going to try and cut him off on the inside, see how that works for us. Managed to be quite aggressive, and I'm very proud of that move, actually. That's great. I'm amazing at driving. So as now we're moving on to what I presume is the white flag. I don't know. I'll look for a guy with a flag. I can't fucking see him. I don't know. For all I care, we could keep racing forever. My arms might get a bit tired, though. But here we go. Free one into turn 1. He's going to try and be aggressive, and you see his eye catch the inside here. Luckily, he also locks up, and now we're going effectively 3 wide. I managed to streak off ahead, and here we go. The 2 cars behind, and he's dead. So it's very weird what happened. I don't really care because it's not my incident, but iRacing, it just happens. But here we go now. 1 less car to worry about and 1 lap to defend. So let's see what happens here. He's going to go to the inside. I'm very aggressive. Cut off. I almost twitch thinking, shit, have I done the right thing here? But I have. I went to say hooray and then I choked on my own spit. Maybe that's a sign to not say that. So here we go. Another quick run. I'm very aggressive on the defense. I'm kind of like wincing watching this. I don't know if I'm being fair. If I'm not, please don't tell me in the comments. You'll hurt my feelings. And here we go. This is the last really big slipstream zone. I think I have like a big enough gap. So I'm not going to try and worry too much. I still will probably defend to the inside just to be safe. He has a look, but realizes it's probably not worth it. I have an absolutely fucking terrible run through that chicane. Now I've got to be defensive to the inside. I've got to be watching my mirrors the entire time. Luckily, they're not rendering here, so I can't make myself worried. And here we go, back onto the front straight. And now it's luckily a short run to the line. Otherwise, I might have been fucked. But P5 from the pit lane. I'm, like, good at this racing stuff sometimes. I should, like, go to Formula 1.